So any great creation, whether it is music, architecture, painting, it has ability to connect at different levels. Some creations stop at some level, but they don't have that lasting impact. So when you have to create something timeless, it has to connect at all those different levels, and that is something which is one of these aspects of creating emotional connect and ability to move.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Chai or Coffee Show, and this is architect Krishna Danesh, and today we are in conversation with our very beloved Mohe sir. And I'm sure all the architects and designers watching the show are already aware of Mohe sir and his work, but for the rest of them, here is a brief introduction about him. Founder of the 19-year Bangalore-based Mindspace Architects, architect Mohe has held many positions of repute prior to that. He has had a working association of 21 years with Bangalore's famous Chandavarkar and Thakur Associates, CNT, besides which his work experience also counts his years spent with architect Charles Correa in Mumbai and his work stint in Saudi Arabia. A prodigy of India's first architectural institute, Sir J.J. College of Architecture, Mumbai, his work straddles a spectrum of projects: research laboratories, knowledge parks, campus designs, factories, beach resorts, libraries, corporate offices, hospices, and residences. A well-known face adorning a lot of architectural forums and talks, he has a lot of awards to his credit. This being the professional side of Mohe sir, we want to bring a different side of him in front of all of you with discussions about various ideas. So let's dive in and see what he has to say about it. Hi Mohe sir, welcome to the Chai or Coffee Show. And we are very happy to have you here. And it's been my dreams a very long time to have these conversations with you. And my whole idea for this video was not specifically to talk about any project or any particular work of yours, but mostly to talk about ideas and your ponderings about various different things. I keep telling my partner in the Chai or Coffee Show, every 5-minute conversation that I have with you is enough for me to, be motivated for days. And since I've been interacting with you, I've always wanted to bring these kind of ideas, these kind of thoughts to more people. So our tagline is like, stay inspired and keep inspiring. So if these thoughts and ideas can motivate more people, it's a nice thing that we feel should happen. So in this particular video, what do you think that we can talk about?
Thanks, Krishna. I just remembered one of these incidents where one of our clients, Titan, they had given a lot of requirements for their corporate office, but one of the important statement that they made is, they said, you create elevating experience. Now there are other measurable things like the climate, functionality, technology. All this we can measure it, we can put it down. But when somebody asks you create elevating experience, it's such a personal thing. It's immeasurable. It's about feelings, it's about emotions. And then you start asking questions, how do you really do that? Is there any measurement to it? Is there a process of learning? There are a lot of great architects, great creators who talk about these aspects, which are beyond measurable elements. And you start questioning this and you start going one by one and try to explore those elements. So I was thinking of just exploring these ideas. It's not necessary that we would have put it in our project, but it's a pursuit of something which is about immeasurability. So, it's about moving people, bringing emotions into the space. And when you look at it, a great teacher moves you, there are these rock stars. They actually create such a liberating experience that people scream, they cry, they faint, whatever. Uh, there are great musicians who would really move you. They can make you cry. There are great paintings. They do that. Um, I had been to Florence and I was in front of this Pieta of Michelangelo, and I even lost the sense of time. How long I was sitting there, what I was doing, I was not even aware of it. So that's being able to move somebody. The point is, can architecture do that? And because we take architecture for granted, we get so used to occupying a space, we become part of it. So we stop questioning many times. But I started asking myself a question: is there a place which really moved you? And one thing which came to my mind straight away is Kailash Temple in Ellora. And we had gone there very early in the morning. There was nobody around, and you just walk into that space, look around, and you just, it just moves you. Um, it's just carved out of that rock. So it belongs to nature, it belongs to rock, but it belongs to you also. To be able to do this at two different levels is absolutely amazing quality. So, so how do you really sort of create that connection? And that is something which you always sort of look for. Um, I just remember one incident where we just a few weeks back we had been to one of these international schools. What we had done, and we have been interacting those students right from the first day. And whenever you go there, they come running to you, and there is that connection, emotional connection, And whenever I go there, I feel so connected with them. They also want to be with you. I have no idea whether it is because of architecture, because they know that you are an architect. I'm one of the small kids. He comes and tells you that I'm feeling so bad that after a few years I have to move out of this place. So that feels good. I mean, that's more than an award. I think any award that you get, and that's what you sort of want these kind of things to happen. Emotional connection. Since we're talking about the music, if you start analyzing the music, uh, you can appreciate it at different levels. You listen to a tune and you start liking it. You just, the like a rhythm of it. Um, then you go a little further and you start discovering the meaning of the words, and you start liking a meaning of it. Then you go a little further and you try to understand what is raga it is based on, and it's you start understanding that part of it. Um, then probably there is a pause, and you understand the meaning of that pause. And finally, it's about the emotions you get connected, at an emotional level. So great music can connect you at various levels. It's not necessary that I don't understand the classical part of the music, but it still moves you, moves me. So uh, any great creation, it can connect you at a different level. If you are just a person who is just passing by, it would still please you. If somebody who is slightly knows more about it, it would still please you. If you know really deeper into it, it would still go. So any great creation, whether it is music, architecture, painting, it has ability to connect at different levels. Some creations stop at some level, but they don't have that lasting impact. So when you have to create something timeless, it has to connect at all those different levels, and that is something which is one of these aspects of creating emotional connect and ability to move. So that was the first point which I want to talk about.
So when you were talking about that idea of music and emotions, right? So I remembered I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and she is the granddaughter of Gangubai Hangare. So she was talking. So actually, Gangubai Hangare had a favorite raga, and it was called Suhan. And then that was a midnight raga. So each time of the day has a raga, as what I do. And that was her most favorite raga, but because of the way the concerts are structured, she never got to sing that in her life. So her makeup performance would always be like late evening or early morning. So she never got the midnight part. But I think she had a great lament about it, and the emotional connect was so much that she actually named my friend Subhas. So, I mean, that's when I thought like how much you get connected to a particular Ranga.
Yeah. Yeah. And since you're talking about it, I remembered one more incident. We were a group of us, mainly architects. We went to see Mr. Dinkar Kaikine, who's one of these masters. Uh, uh, one of uh, one of our close friends is related to him. So he was talking about structure, structure of raga, order of raga. So these are all very connected words with architecture. We also talk about the form, the structure, um, and then he started singing one of the ragas, and uh, then after the end of it, he said, "What do you feel about it?" So there's one person who was not an architect. He said that when I heard this raga, I remember about great palatial spaces, large columns, and huge structure. So he says, no wonder this is Rag Darbari, and this is supposed to evoke such emotions. So I always wonder if music can create these emotions and make you think about the space. Can you reverse the order and can you create a space which would remind you of a music? And that would be a very powerful thing to do. So, so if one can achieve that connection between the space and the music, uh, I mean, there are instances where there's a very strong connection between, like when we went to Ellora in one of those caves, uh, we were almost 30 of us, and we were all over the place. Uh, one family came and then they just started chanting Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. I mean, it's like in a very one, but that whole space is designed like a musical instrument, and then those reverberations and all of us, we had a goosebumps actually. And he says, "Have you heard it? Have you heard it?" And when so by then one security guard came and drove them out saying that no, you're not supposed to have any religious, things happen in that place. So he told that कोई भी आके वहां गाता है वैसे ही लगता है. It's like that space has that quality. So people have done it to be able to create, integrate music and architecture and create something very, very powerful. Unfortunately, I think we have lost that skill of connecting music with architectural spacing. If you can really understand that and do research on that, that could absolutely be wonderful.